Okay, everybody, so there's been some questions about two subjects here, one of which is the correlation between the right leg straightening and some of the reasons for this, and the rate that it will straighten, how it straightens, and also the extension piece that happens on the backswing. So I have two 7-irons here. I did this one about a week ago on the left, and this one was from yesterday, and this is more of a rightward shifted plane on the right, and the one on the left is just a regular draw. So I'm just going to go from P3 to the top end of the backswing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one on the downswing as the next video, and I'm going to do that with a driver because I think that's a little bit better for people to kind of understand. But anyway, here on the left I have a red line, which is where my left shoulder was at address, and the blue line with the two dots represents the left shoulder. So clearly the left shoulder has moved in and down roughly around the center. Now we're not going to get into semantics if it is or not in the center. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty much stable. My head hasn't gone right or left too much, so it's pretty much in the same spot. The yellow line represents pretty much where the ball position is. I place this just right off my left ear on both swings. Okay, now you can already see a little slight difference. I have the weight is, I wrote it down here, the weight is the same. So they're both pretty much at P4 at the top, the same location. Okay, but the hip girdle is different. Also the extension piece is different. So here on the left I started extending, not too fast, but I start kicking in my extension. So you see how my extension starts to kick in and more weight starts to transfer forward. Now I don't set up with more weight on my right foot. I don't even try to feel like I put weight into my right foot, other than the fact that I might set up 50-50 or 60-40. Okay, so I never try to consciously put weight into that rear trailing leg. However, if it gets there, whatever, as long as my upper axis is stable and my weight is forward. Okay, so now that's pretty much P4. There's a little change of direction. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there's a little change of direction of the transfer and the loading left. Okay, now next one here. This is more of a rightward shifted swing, and you're going to notice a couple of changes here that happen. This is actually real important for players that can't make a full backswing. What you're going to notice is that I have here at the top, my hips are a few degrees more forward. My hips are also a little more level. So in actuality, this right leg, which I don't have down the line, and I apologize, I should do that next one, appears to have a little more flexion in it, which it did. The shoulders have over-rotated and it actually moved on a slightly flatter plane, and we're talking really small degrees here. Also, the left arm has not gotten high enough. Okay, so think of this like Zach Johnson or whatnot. So this is kind of how Zach Johnson does stuff. So as I kick into transfers, things stay closed too long, so I have to move more forward to hit out on it. You look at the difference here on the transfer on the next swing. You'll see how I have better leverage, better transfer, and I'm able to get that left shoulder to move back slightly more forward than where it originally was. Okay, so hopefully this kind of makes sense, but there's been some questions brought up on a couple blogs and forums, and this is my interpretation of it. Doesn't mean it's absolutely right. If you have differences of opinion of that, that's fine. But this is how I do it. This is kind of what I teach. Based off the stack and tilt information. So it's clearly noted that the right leg is straightened, hasn't completely locked out. Depending on the iron, if we're hitting a 9-iron to a driver, the right leg straightens 2 degrees, depending on the type of shot you're going to hit, and the weight doesn't go fully forward at the top of your swing. At the top of my my 7 iron, I have about just 60%. So anyway, you can kind of see the differences here and how these pieces are put together. You'll see here also this left shoulder is not as low. Okay. So if you guys have any questions on that, go ahead and you can answer it on the YouTube page. I have no problem with that. And hopefully this makes sense. Okay. Thank you.